coronavirus and listen to oversee daily task development. Help establish set goals for the benefit of the borough. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have a roll call? Mr. Benny.
Here.
Here. Mrs. Rafter. Here. Ms. Bowden. Here. Mrs. McGregor.
Here.
Ms. Rafter. Here. Mrs. French. Here. Mayor Frye.
Here.
First up for public participation is David Spore from 34 King Avenue.
Yeah, how you doing? The only question I have, where are we at with repealing the earned income tax if we're going to do it, which was pretty much promised? If we're going to do it, it's got to be done by February 15th meeting, correct?
No.
Now it.
Nowhere. So when you've got a month and 7 days of a budget year, we collected about $3,000 in earned income tax. I need to get a few months under my belt before you even talk about it. Last year you collected close to $600,000 in earned income tax. The prior council budgeted close to $800,000 this year. So until we get some kind of history of what's going to come in, you know, the February 15th date is if you want to revise the budget. You can't abolish $800,000 with a month worth of history. It's impractical. So we're just going to keep moving forward, see how the collections go this year, and if moving forward, if you want to lower it or abolish it, you need to get a little history, see what's going on with the budget, how we collect it, and how our other taxes are coming in. But right now, this is the slowest part of the borough or township's budget part of the year, because the tax bills haven't even gone out yet for the real estate tax. So right now, you can't make a decision on that at all before.
So it's not going to happen in the 2012 year then. Is that safe to say?
Well, no, you can't abolish $800,000 in 2012 year. I have no history on how things work here in Folcroft. You can't just wipe out $800,000 that was budgeted in the 2012 budget back in December. You just can't do that. What you want to do is you want to see how the rest of the line items work throughout this year, and then in your new budget year, if it's fiscally prudent, then you would talk about abolishing or lowering it or doing whatever. But that can't happen in 2 weeks. It's impossible.
No, I'm just trying to get clarification. I mean, I think a lot of people need clarification on, you know, if it's going to happen in 2012, it would have already been discussed,
yeah,
and you would have to change it.
If it's going to happen in 2012, it wouldn't have been part of the 2012 budget that was passed in December. It's impractical to do it now. So if you're going to want to get rid of it, you would have to make a decision in 2013. In 2013's budget, we would start budget preparations for 2013 sometime in August of this year. But if you were going to abolish the tax, you would have done it in December of 2011, and that didn't happen. It was actually more, $200,000 was budgeted more than was actually physically collected in 2011.
Okay.
Bob Thompson from 1557 Warwick Avenue.
Are they going to do the same thing with the highway department as they did in Norwood? Just shit can them?
No, sir,
No.
we're not.
They're
We're
not?
not, no. Our
Okay.
highway department does an excellent job.
Yeah, I know they do.
We would be foolish to get rid of them.
Okay.
Cindy Deaver from 1813 Cricket Lane. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, how are you? I'm here on behalf of the library board for the Folcroft Library. The last meeting in January, we had discussed the fact that the librarians are being currently underpaid. 5 of them, not all of them, 5 of them. The other 5, while they are over minimum wage, for 20 years have been paid under minimum wage. And I understand it's not the current council that had anything to do with that. However, my concern is that it was discussed, it's understood that this is an illegal activity that has been going on. I expected after the January 17th meeting that something would have been done, and nothing was. Now, Pat Kelly received an email from you today saying that that was going to be taken care of. First of all, I just want to be assured that it truly is.
Yes.
And the second thing is that it was brought to the attention of the council, first in September, and again in November, and then again in January. And I believe that legally, as the fact that it was brought to the attention of the council in September,
Okay.
that they should have their pay retro to September,
Okay.
at the very least. These ladies have all worked very hard at this library. It's a very nice library.
You're right.
I hope you all
It is
enjoy it
very
and take
much.
advantage of it, because it really is. People use the computers. Actually, I think the computers are used almost as much as taking books out. And that being said, they have been underpaid for years. And I just think that something more than just saying, oh, we're gonna bump them up to minimum wage, needs to be done for these ladies.
Action needs to be made.
2% increase, you know, when you're making minimum wage, a 2% increase is what, 14 cents or something an hour. It's very, very minimum. So I think that something needs to be done for these ladies who are not, you know, they're not doing this, I don't want to say out of the goodness of their heart, because that's not exactly what I mean. They are doing this because they need the money. That's why everybody works, is because they need the money. So, you know, for them to be receiving such a minuscule amount, to me, is it's just not right. It's been going on for years. I'm not laying it at the feet of the current council, because it has been going on for many, many, many years. But I think that something needs to be done. And I think that these ladies deserve to have that respect and recognition. I don't know exactly what form that will take, but something needs to be done.
We will put it on our agenda for next week to vote on it. This is a working session, so we really don't vote on anything tonight,
Understood?
but it will be on the agenda for next week,
Thank you.
with as much information as I can gather prior to that.
I appreciate that, thank you.
John DeForia Jr. from 1077 Taylor Drive.
I have a couple thoughts. What is the purpose of the committee meetings? I'm still not really sure.
The purpose of the committee meetings are for any new business that you want to bring to the floor when we vote at a council meeting. So any new business that's brought here, like Ms. Deaver over here brought in about the librarians, that's new business on the library committee, which Ms. Rathers is the chairperson. So at the meeting next week, we would vote on whatever comes to the table regarding the librarians.
So why don't we speak first? Why don't we let you guys have the meeting, and then shouldn't we speak after, so we know what you're gonna be voting on, speak our mind, and then
Well,
At
this,
least know what the issues are coming up.
yeah,
Well, you would
we're
know
gonna
what the
speak our
issues are.
mind now, and then at the end of the meeting, you're just gonna we can't
this,
say anything.
this meeting is where you bring your concerns to us, and then we take them to the next meeting.
I still think we should speak last. You guys go through all your stuff, and then when you have new business, we bring it up.
But we have new business going through the entire meeting. I can't keep stopping the meeting in between each committee to have open participation. We would be here all night.
Isn't that what you're here for?
We're here to discuss what we have in new business on our committees.
Well, what if I have new business? And do you have new business?
Then you bring it to the council meeting next week and we discuss it.
But I don't understand why, first we gotta sign.
This is how
it.
we gather our new business. So
I got that part.
your new business is you don't want to talk in the beginning of a meeting.
Yeah, we should
Okay.
speak at the end.
Mrs. Deere's new business was to address the library issue.
I don't understand why
So
we
now
gotta
that
sign
will
it.
go, that is new business, that will go.
Alright, so we have new business of
I'm
not
not
signing.
gonna argue the
and
point
signing.
with you, we're doing participation in the beginning
I'm not
of,
arguing, I'm trying to speak. Why do we even gotta sign in? We shouldn't even have to sign in. Anybody here wants to talk, they should be able to talk.
well,
That's what
excuse
you're
me,
there
sir,
for.
but we passed a resolution on
Who
doing,
passed it?
we all passed this.
We're in full. Because
at our
I have a right to
meeting,
speak
and this is our
anytime I want.
resolution, and this is the way we handle it. And as far as signing in, they do it at the school board meetings also.
I don't care about the school board.
This
I'm
is
here
not
at the
school
council
board.
meeting. I'm at Borough Folcroft.
This is the way we've put it in place so that we can run our meetings orderly. That's the bottom line.
We were doing it pretty fine all years
Your
I've
3
been
minutes
here.
are up, Mr.
Wait, I got 3 minutes to speak?
Yes, you do.
Hold on, time out. I
No,
got
you're
3
out
minutes
of
to
order. Your 3 minutes are up, and that's it.
First of all, I'm in America.
I
I'm speaking
understand.
on one. Yeah,
Sheila
be quiet over there,
Foglio,
Hobie.
please, 970 Tower Drive.
We had, what the, Cliff Wilson was tabled last month. And I wanna know, is it gonna be brought up again today?
No. You mean the right to know officer?
The executive director.
That was not tabled. What was tabled was the right to know officer, and that will be put on next week's agenda.
Okay, so I wanna know, well, what's up with him, like, what's up with his position?
He
Because I
is-
just, there's a lot of stuff that's leaking out here, and I just think it should come to everybody's attention, and I just don't know why somebody on your council can't handle the loans, and why can't, it's always been done like that. You'd save money right there. What's he get, $15,000? 14, there's $14,000. You don't need him here. If yous are gonna get loans, yous can get them. You don't need him to get your loans. After all of this that came out, I don't think he should be here. I honestly don't.
Well, presently, he is working with us, and until we don't see anything happening, he stays.
Well, how come last time, when everybody else was in here, one of your people got grants, got your loans? Why would you you're talking about, you came into this saying, we're gonna do away with this 1%. Here, he doesn't need to be here. Honestly,
That's
after
your
this,
opinion.
that is my opinion.
Everybody's
And
opinion.
I was everybody's opinion. After this came out, this is insane. Insane. Did you read this?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, maybe you
She
should
gave
read
it to you.
Last week.
gave
Maybe
it
it's
to you.
read.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, no, this is new.
Weeks straight now, dude.
There's $14,000 could be saved. You don't need somebody to get grants and loans for you. You can do it yourself. That's why yous are here. Maybe you can follow up on that too. Yeah.
You go, Sheila.
Lisa Ward from 600 Grant Road.
Okay, how are you? I have it's not a complaint against the police department at all. I think the police are great. I know most of the police officers. I live in Kimberly News condos in Unit 11 on the first floor, and the people that live upstairs from me deal drugs. And people come out back, and they drop the drugs out the window, and I call the cops, and the cops come and tell me to call the real estate, and I tell the real estate, and they tell me to call the cops. So what do I do? If they keep pushing the blame back and forth, what do I do? Well, I have a 10-year-old son. People come out back, they whistle, they throw stuff out the window, come around the front. It's constant out back of my house. And all the units, there's 38 units in there. There is 71 kids in that complex. This is daytime,
And you've
nighttime.
called the police and nothing's been done?
Nothing. They tell me to call the real estate. It's Charles Rappa. I call them, they tell me to call the cops. Now, after 3 times, as condo rules, if 3 people, there's 3 complaints against anything, domestic, drug dealing, any kind of disturbance, they're supposed to be out of there. So who can enforce that for me? Because I alone have called the cops more than 10 times. They come, don't get me wrong, they come. But
it's not in the accident.
it's right. So I need, who do I get to enforce that condo law that after 3 disturbances, especially with drug dealing, not giving a crap if there's kids out back, which mine do play out there on their bikes, and people can just come out the bedroom window, which is above my son's bedroom window, whistle, and they're able to either throw something down that they could put the money in, to throw it back up to them and they drop it out the window. I've seen it over 100 times since I've been there.
Please have you spoken with the chief?
Not to him, I mean, Tony knows,
And now,
you know, a lot of,
We'll go
most
to
of
the
the
chief.
cops know.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
go
go
to
to
the chief.
All right.
Is Rhoda here?
Now he comes to the
Only comes to
council.
I mean, you know what I mean? I'm nervous that of a bad drug deal go bad, and God forbid they don't do something that the user wants them to do, and they shoot the windows out, and my kid or me gets shot at in a crossfire, you know? And it's my husband has said something to them upstairs, like, we know what you're doing, you know, that they don't care. They don't care if the cops come, they don't care.
If you're free tomorrow afternoon, I'll go up.
All right.
We'll go with you.
All right, because it's really getting bad. And the people that are coming out back to buy the drugs, I mean, they're just as bad. They're a mess. They're just junkies of the neighborhood, and I don't want them in back of my house. I don't want it.
And this is in your condo rules?
In the condo rules, it's domestic, if you call the police 3 times for any kind of disturbance, they're supposed to be put out, and I thought it was a borough rule.
It is a borough rule.
As well.
I rent a property and it's a borough rule. If you get 3 calls to your house, you can be evicted.
Yeah, and that's never happened. It is, I think.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I know.
What is the address?
Mary Ann knows.
Well, Kimberly Views condos is 600 Grant Road, but the condo number is 11 on the top floor.
It's not an A or a B, it's just unit 11?
It's A. And the thing is, they have kids as well upstairs, so, yeah. 3 little ones, so I don't understand it.
So
Yeah,
you'll meet with
I'll
her,
get her tomorrow.
and he'll take you up to the
Alright.
chief to deal with it personally.
That's fine, thank you.
Cynthia
Fry.
Fry, Taylor Drive.
That's me. I was just gonna say, I would like to say something very pleasant about the police department. They helped me out, within the last month. However, I found that you cut off a fellow Folcroft resident, and you only allowed him 3 minutes. I would like to take my 3 minutes and give that to Mr. DeFurio. Thank you.
You can have it.
No, keep going. It's very disrespectful that you wanted us to vote for you, and we're only allowed 3 minutes.
Ever.
2 times a month. That is extremely disrespectful.
It is.
It really, truly is. Because how would you like it if I cut you off? Or say, oh, you can only eat for 3 minutes? You don't do that. We voted for this council. We have the right to say what we want to say.
I understand that, but our resolution that we passed states that it's for
And
3
we're
minutes.
telling you, as a Folcroft resident community, we don't like it.
Okay.
However, I think the police department did a great job with me.
Helene Calabro, 2055 Heather Road.
Yes, I have a question about our taxes. When will our tax bills be going out? Because the mortgage company has already called and
Yes,
asked me
mine
about my
too,
taxes.
and I actually contacted Mr. Olson, who cannot be here due to work.
He said next week.
He said that, they were a little late getting out because they did not get their tax information, he did not get the tax information in December regarding the millage. And that, they go through media, and Chris will pick up the bills, who does the folding and putting them in the envelopes.
So when did they get the bill? Like when was it passed? Who
I
agreed on
actually,
what the taxes were gonna be
Mr.
for
Olson
this year?
contacted me on the 26th, asking me for the information that was voted on and passed back in December. And I had Tony send it directly over to him at that point because he had not received it as of the 26th of
And it was
January.
voted on in December for taxes? And what the amount was gonna be?
Nothing changed.
That was the budget we paid.
Yeah, nothing changed on
Alright,
those
so
taxes.
I can tell my mortgage company what?
He's saying that, the bills will be picked up to be taken to the post office Thursday, Friday turnaround, so this week.
Right. I also have another, input on Mr. Wilson. I know you don't really wanna hear it, but I just agree with the fact that I don't care about really his history, but I do care about us paying him $14,000. You said that his biggest part was going to be talking to politicians. There's not one person up there that I don't believe who can go talk to a politician. I'm in contact with politicians all the time. Senator Williams and Nick Miccarelli both have people on staff that can help you with grants. All you have to do is make a phone call, and they're more than willing to help you. They will even tell you what grants are available.
They will help you.
And I will tell you right now, there is no money to be found this year. So to waste $14,000 on Mr. Wilson right now is really, it's not in the best interest of Folcroft. There's not going to be any grants this year. And the politicians already telling you that. The school district has been cut. All the money. There's no way there's going to be money available for the boroughs. It's just not there. And why we're wasting $14,000 this year to put out money for somebody who's supposed to go after grants that I wasn't going to be there. You're not getting any more money. Miccarelli and Senator Williams would have already gotten you what you needed and tell you what you need. They're the first ones to let you know what's coming out there. I just really think it's not in Folcroft's best interest at this time, and it's nothing against him personally, but truthfully, he doesn't need to be here. We don't need to be paying that kind of money for somebody who's not going to be able to get us anything that you people up there can't do yourself.
Yeah. As far as finance and administration, we've been able to get the website back up and running. It was deleted on January 2nd. We don't know who they're working on to find out who deleted the actual website, but it has been restored and we're in the process of updating it. The 1940 Carter Road incident with the building being inhabitable has been turned over to our solicitor. He is in contact with the actual mortgage company because the house is under foreclosure. So we're trying to resolve it to have them come in and clean it up for the two residents on each side that are having issues with that. The Edwards Carter Road, that was brought to my attention at our last meeting. The police have been down there monitoring it, and from what I understand, it has been more civil and quiet down there. I was also called by a resident at 1533 Warwick due to a bunch of debris and beds and mattresses that were thrown behind her house. Our highway department went in there fast and cleaned it all up so that a rodent issue would not develop from it. We have also brought to my attention was the crossing guards with the Taylor Drive in our kinder care in the school district. We now have a crossing guard stationed at Taylor Drive in Del Mar, and they're working with the police chief to make sure it's orderly and the children are safe. As far as the administration part and the finance part, Mr. Pacenti is working on getting us a budget to actual spending report that we will have in our hands next week. Also we are working on doing a secured network in the office area so that if any of the council members are here doing something and they have a laptop, they're able to use it here instead of, because there's not enough hard wires.
Back up on the budget. Okay, you were saying a budget.
Budget to actual. It's what the budget was passed and what we put in for the budget for each line item. And then what happens is each month we will get a report that shows us our actual spendings.
The income and expense report.
No. The budget.
That's what the old one was called.
Yeah. It will be, what it'll be your budget. Say you have $800,000 in a budget, per se. It'll show you on a month-to-month basis what has actually been spent. So that when we start doing budget preparations in August, September, come December, we'll know whether we need to
He does all the time.
we'll know whether we need to up the money, cut down the money.
Until somebody's trying to
To
break
see
in.
if it's waste anywhere.
Right, right, I mean, that's what we did, they
We'll
called it
also have-
income and expense, I used to ask for one every month. But I guess suffice it to say that you are not opening up the budget of the past is gonna stay up. So there's not gonna be, you're not opening up the budget for 2012. Joe? Because right now, you don't have enough time to do it anyway, you do a budget.
It makes sense, I mean, the budget you passed last year, passed in December 2011, looking back on what you had prior to that seems to be okay, but to reopen it now, you would just revise some line items, it doesn't make sense, other than possibly talking about the librarians, getting them up to minimum wage, and everything else looks pretty much in line. What I wanna try to do is each month give you the budget versus actual, so if we get anywhere close to any expense line items, you can freeze those accounts prior to overspending there. You'll have a handle on your payroll, and then also you'll get your paid bills list as well as your account balances.
Now, has that been rectified, because understand police pays for 2 weeks in a row?
Well, the police pay, actually, I wish I could take the blame for that, ADP, they actually paid some people that weren't even here anymore, and we didn't give them the calls. We do a spreadsheet, we get the chief's spreadsheet as well as the administrative employees. We do a spreadsheet, Linda and I, on an Excel spreadsheet. We call them in, we confirm the hours with them. They paid 5 or 6 people that we didn't even call in. I mean, we have it all documented. We did get a rectified payroll, which was done pretty smooth. We have a situation with the IRS. They didn't receive an IRS agent came here today. First time in 20 years I ever saw an IRS agent come to a borough. The second quarter 941, which is the payroll tax report in 2011, they said it was never filed. So we got to rectify that. And then we also purchased, I think, the prior accounting software you're using costs close to $15,000 a year. The accounting software we're using now costs us $350. QuickBooks, which is more suitable for a small borough. Your reports that you'll receive now will be much more user-friendly. You'll understand a little better than what you got before. So we saved a lot of money with the software package, because with the Freedom package, you had to keep paying for updates every year, and it costs like anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 a year. This is $350 flat. And
Well, I didn't buy free,
No, I
was here
understand
when I got here.
and it's
I
an old,
can
it's an
tell
old
you that.
DOS-based program, so this is, you know, I'm not playing whoever, but we save money with that, and you'll get reports that you'll be able to ask questions, because they're a lot more user-friendly for you. With the payroll concerned and satisfied, I would suggest to council, moving forward, you might want to bring in some different payroll companies to see if we can get a better bang for your dollar. ADP's sometimes a little more expensive than some of these other payroll companies. It might be something in the future to
What about going back,
paychecks.
In-house?
I don't think that's,
No.
with all the new tax laws, payroll tax laws, that's a situation with the IRS. I was in the house back in June. You're better off with a payroll company. They assume all the liability. All we gotta do is call them in. But we've rectified everything that, hopefully move forward when have any problems.
Now, since the budget is gonna stay the same for 2012 and nothing's changing, are we gonna unfreeze the salaries for all the people we froze their salaries? Which is the library clerks, the library, the crossing guards, what's
think
going on with that?
I think the.
I mean, we passed a salary resolution that was signed.
Yeah, now was that, we'll talk
And
to
that
council,
was-
but I assume that the increases were in the 2012 budget. Am I correct with that?
The increases were in the 2012, the library was rectified, that's been going on for the last, like she said, probably 15 years, which was
Right.
way before. And we explained when I went to the library meeting, and we worked with Sue Ann. When we came on 6 years ago, they were below minimum wage. I took over a police department that had 2 radios, 2 flashlights, rifles that didn't, or shotguns that didn't fire, broken guns. We inherited, I didn't know what to fix first. So when we went to the library, we worked every year trying to build them up. I had a highway department that had a ladder that they built themselves, because nobody bought them a ladder. It was a disgrace 6 years ago. A total disgrace, when I tell you. I didn't know what to fix first, but I thought I had to start mainly with the police. These guys are on the street 24/7 protecting us, and the first thought was, what are you gonna do with a shotgun that doesn't fire? Throw it at somebody? It was horrible. and every year we had to fix something else. Highway department had no tools, broken tools. It was horrible. And now it's to the point where everybody's got what they need. But that's what we inherited. And we finally got the poor library ladies up where they're supposed to be. And they worked with us. I mean, God bless them. They never asked for a lot. We're like, we're getting there in the last 3 years. But